The US and Canadian equity markets' stellar performance, despite all odds, proved to be highly unprofitable for short sellers, who were betting on stocks to fall. According to S3 Partners research, short sellers faced an exceedingly difficult year in 2023. Losing approximately $194.9 billion. Bearish traders had a total net short position of $957 billion in 2023. Now, if short sellers lost $194 billion in 2023 and had a net short position of $957 billion, that means they could have lost a lot more money, nearly $1 trillion, especially with how the market has been performing. Now, they could have pulled profits from other spots, don't get me wrong, such as China's indexes, as well as Tesla failing, because Tesla was one of the most shorted stocks according to data that we had. So don't get me wrong, they may have pulled some additional cash to balance out that loss. Moving on, short sellers are targeting regional bank stocks up to $1 billion according to Ortex, and Ortex is something that we actually pay attention to. US regional banks, including New York Community Bancorp, were being shorted, and short sellers shorting them were up over $1 billion in paper profits over the last 2 sessions, according to Ortex. So we are in the most unprofitable time for short sellers as for the market. However, as far as banks, we are in the most profitable time frame for short sellers. However, eventually the bank sell-off will come to an end as the market continues to rise. Now, I want to drop this in front of you guys before we get into the entire video because we do have a lot of stuff to talk about. The OCC is proposing a regulation modification, and we recently touched on it. Basically, their proposal is to reduce margin requirements during periods of high market volatility in order to protect clearing members from a default. So here is the email to the SEC. Here is the file number. Include it in the subject line of your email. And basically, here is the email that Frank's Place left on Twitter in case you guys want to copy and paste it over there as well. I will leave it pinned in the top of comments so that you guys can copy it as well. It's going to be Discord link, Mumu link, and then this whole tweet. Now, we have a lot of stuff upcoming this week, and I want to talk about first Plug Power CEO saying he is going to surprise short sellers since we are on the topic of short sellers. If we come over here and we take a look at Plug Power, I just want to say that it looks relatively similar to before that 2021 bubble when everything ran up, and that is not just Plug, ticker symbol PLUG. This is a ton of other plays as well, and we know what GameStop as well as AMC have done in 2021. Keep an eye on Plug Power in case this is a positive catalyst coming after PayPal, and they're trying to kind of reverse psychology us here. As PayPal was sort of a negative catalyst, Plug may be a very bullish catalyst, right? And kick off this sort of stair-stepping higher. Also, the stock is getting a lot of volume coming into it over the past week. Something playing out very similar in the chart to Plug Power is Ford, another, I guess you could say technically EV company, but not necessarily, right? Ford is actually holding up a lot better than the other EV plays and is playing out sort of the same exact setup as Plug Power in the chart. So watch both of these. Now, what else is scaling up that is looking exactly to a T what we saw in 2021? Ethereum Classic, right? It's right here, exactly doing what it's supposed to do, curling up, getting ready for that leg higher, and it's going to be a major move higher. And AMC, in my opinion, is going to follow this, and we're about to see that anytime now. Also, Bitcoin is coming into the halving, and we're going to touch on that at the end of the video, what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin. But Ethereum Classic is going to stay and do what it's supposed to do, and I think AMC is going to follow. And a lot of other stocks doing their thing right now and squeezing short sellers out of their positions and just having major run-ups are ticker symbol DWAC, DWAC, of course, it's election year, but it's not only this stock, right? If we take a look at PUN as well, PHUN, it has the same exact setup as DWAC. You look at DWAC, you look at PUN, same exact thing, and there are multiple other plays, including GameStop, that are doing the same exact thing. Now, GameStop on Friday actually made me a little bit happy because we said, hey, this is looking bearish after this W is forming, and we really want to see a hold. And we got a nice green candle, bringing us to $14.73 out of this range, right? We're not out of the woods yet, but that means as of right now, it's pushing us more towards a possibility of making that second high in the cycle. And I said if we make that second high, that is going to be the only second high that breaks us out of the macro trend line, the macro descending trend line on GameStop, which we have not ran out of since the squeeze of 2021. Okay, so this will be major if GameStop does go bullish. And also, Of course, if AMC goes bullish, which it looks like everything is set up to do so, especially with how much short sellers are potentially losing within the overall market. Now, we also got AMC FTD numbers for January. A little bit odd. We may or may not be missing a few days here. And then also, it looks like there's barely any. So this is not the data that we wanted to see. However, this is going to bring me into my next point, of course, and it's self-reporting. Here is a list of banks ranked by derivatives who actually self-report. JP Morgan, Goldman, Citibank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, State Street, HSBC, US Bank, Bank of New York Mellon, PNC, TD, Choice Bank, Northern Trust Company, Citizens, Capital One, Morgan Stanley, Fifth Third Bank, Regions Bank, Key Bank, BMO Bank. We go down the list, right? There is a lot of banks here. Now, I want to bring up a point. The total value of notes as well as coins in circulation for the Bank of International Settlements is estimated to be about 8.28 trillion US dollars across 20 major countries, plus the euro area in 2021 in the most recent estimate. Well, alright, and the estimated total money supply, aka worth globally, is between 70 and 85 trillion. Wow, that's a big difference, right? What's more interesting is one of these banks' derivative position is greater than all of that combined. Another bank's derivative position is almost greater than that, all combined. In fact, there are 3 to 4 to 5 banks that are in that same exact scenario. And then one's easily added up to be much, much greater than that. So the total amount in a derivative position is greater than the total money supply. Can you see where there is going to be a problem here, where there might be a problem here, especially if short sellers jump on the backs of an already declining price and the Fed cuts the bank term funding program off, and we go on and on about the catalyst coming forward for these banks? You can see where there is going to be a problem here. Plus, Credit Suisse is withdrawing from their membership in GSD services effective February 16th of 2024, which means that Credit Suisse will no longer be able to clear and settle government securities through FICC and will have to use other platforms or intermediaries. Basically, too long didn't read, is this shows Credit Suisse's weakness, shows their lack of dominance going forward. And this is just the start of one bank, okay? We have been seeing failures and things like this across the board, as well as other entities like Citadel kind of trying to set themselves up to be the last one standing. Finally, BlackRock, HSBC, UBS were all the largest buyers of the Evergrande debt. These institutions were the largest holders of debt issued by Evergrande, a major Chinese real estate developer that has been facing financial difficulties. As many of you know, recently they went bankrupt. Now, BlackRock is currently selling Chinese office space at a 30% discount to their purchase price. HSBC was just trying to get swap and loan data hidden. The CFTC has just imposed a $45 million fine on them for that, for alleged manipulative and deceptive trading related to swaps with bond issuers. UBS has just acquired Credit Suisse and lost a ton of money doing so, and Citadel just put in a bid to acquire Credit Suisse in China, making them the only global financial firm to submit a bid for this venture. The list goes on and on. Thanks for making moves. Now, before we get into the Fed speakers this week and what is about to happen with the overall market, guys, I put out a video yesterday for my first ever investments. I covered my first ever portfolio, my stock portfolio, so make sure to go watch that. I found it interesting, and I actually ended up potentially outperforming the market. So I think it's an interesting video. It's 9 minutes. It shows my old portfolio that I had growing up, so go look at that. Also, guys, get in the Discord. The link is right under the video. I'm in there on the daily. We talk stocks all day long. I also post my positions in there. Best people, best vibes, level up your trading journey. It's a coffee a month. The link is right under the video. Also, if you want 5.1% APY on your uninvested cash, plus 3% for 3 months, so 8.1%, and then 5.1% for the rest of the year, use my link, sign up for Mumu, and make a deposit. You're also going to get free stocks from them once you deposit into your account. And then you're also getting a ton of other benefits like level 2 order book data, access to trading options, going long, going short, and more as a retail trader, which is absolutely insane for a free broker. Both of those links are in the comments as well as the description. Now, the Fed speakers this week are Chair Powell, tonight, 7 p.m., and then tomorrow at 2 p.m., Member Bostic. Tuesday, Mester at 12 p.m. And then Wednesday, 11 a.m. and then 12:30, you have Kugler and Barkin. And then Bowman at 2 p.m. and then Barkin again Thursday at 12:05 p.m. The market is not showing weakness coming into the week. 494.35. The SPY is doing absolutely insane, burning short sellers, coming up to that $500 price target this week, in my opinion. Also, Bitcoin is coming into the halving. Pre-halving, we usually have a flash down. Now, this is what is expected, so don't expect it, right? this could happen. Don't get me wrong, there's probably a likelihood that it will happen, that you see a flash down in crypto, probably a flash down to 34 or 32, and it's not going to last long, a dip by opportunity, but it's not worth selling to try and catch that because it might not happen. All in my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Close out the video, couple sprinkles on top. Numerous US financial giants are cutting jobs. PayPal cutting 2,500. Square has cut an undisclosed number, which is scary. C announces cuts up to 20,000. NASDAQ will cut an undisclosed amount as well. And BlackRock cutting 3% of its workforce. Finally, I find this amazing. Tucker Carlson may just get an interview with Putin. Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel on your way out. Hit the like button. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. Get in the Discord. Get your free stocks. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.